going to be answering one of your art questions about selling artwork or prints from a tutorial or online class that you've taken. Hi, I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. Tammy writes, I have a question. I started doing some tutorials and I have people interested in doing them. I was approached after one was done with this question. Are you ever going to do tutorials where we are free to sell our prints when we are done? How do I handle this? And is there a way to make what they learned from me free for them to sell? Everybody is going to handle this differently. If the person making the tutorial has rights to the photo that they're making the tutorial from, which I would hope that is the case, they are the ones who are going to set the boundaries as to whether or not that person can sell or make prints from the artwork. In general, no, you can't sell or make prints from artwork that you did from a tutorial. There are going to be exceptions to this. For example, for me, if I do a tutorial of a lion and I got that photo from Pixabay, which is a royalty reference site, anyone else can paint that same lion, even if they were copying my demonstration to repaint it themselves, because that's a royalty-free image. I don't have sole rights to that, and so everybody can paint that. Now let's say I purchased a reference photo from a site like wildlifereferencephotos.com. I do an online video showing you guys how I painted that lion. You can't paint that exact lion unless you buy that photo, which gives you the license to paint that as well. Otherwise, basically what I'm doing is showing you how I painted fur, how I painted it, and then you can apply that to your own reference photo. Unless the person who is watching that tutorial has purchased that reference photo themselves, they don't have rights to that photo. They can't just copy what I did, because that would put them in violation of the copyright holder of the photo, which is wildlifereferencephotos.com or the photographer. So in those cases, they have to buy that photo. What those tutorials are meant for is for you to see how we painted fur. I'm not showing you or telling you, hey, copy what I did here. I'm saying, hey, look how I painted this. Now you can apply these techniques to your own photo. Or you can go buy that photo and paint it as well. So again, you would have rights in that case. Let's say it's one of my own reference photos that I took. Unless I specifically give the viewer permission to make prints and sell, which I occasionally do, not always, I do sometimes give everyone that right, and I make that very clear. Unless I've come out and said, hey, you have rights to sell and make prints from this reference photo or from the painting that I've done, you can't make prints. Those videos are intended for you to go ahead and paint, but that's for you to learn, not for you to then turn around and make a profit off my design. And that's going to be the case with almost every tutorial. Online lessons, books, Bob Ross paintings, you're not supposed to sell those. You're supposed to be painting that to learn from. That's it. Now, on the flip side, let's say I used a reference photo from one of these royalty-free reference sites. I have no right to tell someone else they can't paint that. If they've got right to use that photo too, they can copy exactly what I did. I mean, if I changed my background, that's different. You can't copy those changes. But let's say I copied the photo exactly, you can copy that photo exactly too, and I can't say anything about that. That's totally legal. So really, I think this question comes down to largely copyright issues, which I already have some videos about. I'll have a card pop up here so you can check that out if you really don't understand anything about copyright at this point. But just because somebody makes a tutorial, that does not give the person who's following along with the tutorial automatic rights to copy that and then turn around and sell that. That's not the point of a tutorial. And I understand a lot of students, they haven't created many paintings or drawings yet, so when they're super proud of something that they did when they followed one of your tutorials, they want to sell it. They want to make prints. People will ask them about it. But that's not what tutorials are for. When students get to a point where they do want to sell things and make prints, they really need to be making their own work. Again, unless we're going back to a photo that we all have rights to use from one of the stock image websites. Like the cherries that I just did a couple of weeks ago. Somebody else can go to that website, buy a license with them, and copy my tutorial. You do everything exactly like I did, and they have full rights to print and sell those. But Tammy, you being the teacher, if it's a reference photo that you've taken yourself, it's a design of your own, you can choose to give people permission to make prints and sell those. That is completely up to you. I have a frequently asked questions page over on my website. If you cannot find the answer to your question, there's a section where you can submit a question to be featured in one of these videos. I will have a card pop up here so you can check that out. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own speed paintings, drawings, and tutorials every Wednesday, art Q&A videos every Thursday, and artist vlogs each weekend. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And you can follow me on Facebook. All of those social media sites are linked below in the video description where you can keep up with news, my newest work, and see real-time clips of whatever it is I'm currently working on.